I've been playing Minecraft since 2009, and in that time we've had 21 different updates and 6 drops as of the making of this video. And I absolutely love following the development of all the different drops as well as making tier lists. So I thought we should make a tier list for all the different updates and drops that have happened in Minecraft since the very start, and we're going to start with one of the newest ones, the Spring to Life drop. So in this chest over here, we've got all the different additions and changes that have come in the Minecraft Spring to Life drop. So leaf litter has been added and it allows you to put them in any orientation and up to 4 in one spot, and the same goes for the wildflowers, although I can't place them here. When Mojang added the Cherry Grove biome, they also added pink petals, which sit on the ground and they can be placed in the exact same way. So now we've got 2 more variants of the same kind of thing. And while they don't change things drastically, I think they're a nice addition for building. So we'll put them in B tier. Going back to the chest, we've got bushes, short dry grass, and tall dry grass that are all kind of similar, and we already had different versions of grass in the game. Now we just have more gray ones and more lush ones. They don't drastically change anything about Minecraft, and I find them a little less exciting than the ones that can be placed flat on the ground, so we're going to place all 3 of these in C tier. Next up in the chest, we've got the cactus flower. Cactuses now have just a little bit more color to them in the desert, and I appreciate adding more color in places where there otherwise isn't any, but again, they don't actually change anything that much. I'm going to put them in B, just because it's nice to have a little bit more color, and these can also be placed down and looked at. Next up is one of, if not my absolute favorite addition in the Spring to Life drop, which is that now leaf blocks will emit leaf particles below them. This makes forests look just a lot nicer, and you can use them as decoration to help flesh out an atmosphere that you create anywhere. So for me, I feel like the leaf particles have to be in S tier. We'll just grab the last 2 in this row, which is fallen trees and firefly bushes. Fallen trees don't really add that much to the game, but they do add a little bit more life to forests, same with the leaf particles. So we're just going to put it in C tier alongside the other new additions in terms of foliage. Now as for the firefly bush, even though there were a whole bunch of complaints about how it changed from what was originally announced with having 1 particle instead of 2 and not being edible by frogs, either way, I think they're great. I think they add so much atmosphere, and you can just place them anywhere and they glow at night. They're extremely nice particle emitters, and for all the hate they get, I think they were an extremely good addition to the game. Maybe I just like particle effects a lot though. And now moving into the second row, we've got warm and cold mob variants. I think that they are extremely welcome additions as well, because now cows and chickens and pigs all just have slight variations of them depending on the biome you're in. It just adds a bit more to mobs that have been in the game basically since the absolute start, and just gives them a new personality and a new lease on life. It doesn't really do anything, but it's just fun to see that they're still willing to make changes to things that have been in the game for so long. To continue on with the topic of mobs, we've got wolf personalities and our new pretty spawn eggs. So now wolves have a ton of different personalities, which doesn't impact how they act, but it does impact how they sound. So now they can sound happy or grumpy or anything. Whenever they spawn in, you'll have different personality wolves. Does it change a lot? No. Does it make people probably have a bit more attachment to their dogs? Yeah, I think so. So we can put it in A. Now when it comes to these new pretty spawn eggs, if you haven't seen it, in the creative menu, under spawn eggs, now every single mob has a different variation in how it looks, so it's easier to find the one you want. Like if I want to find a llama, there's a llama right here, or if I want to find a pig, there's a pig. It's much easier to find what you're looking for, and I really appreciate that they're all completely different. They're a great addition, way easier to navigate, and while it doesn't impact survival, it's really, really nice for creative. Now let's grab the last 2 we've got here, which is the new Explorer maps and the Lodestone recipes. So the 3 new Explorer maps we got are the Village map, which can be used for finding villages, the Jungle Explorer map, which can be used for finding jungle pyramids, and the Swamp Explorer map, which can be used for finding swamp huts. I feel like the village one is basically completely useless because they're so easy to find. The jungle pyramids one, they don't really do a lot, and I kind of prefer to find them on my own because they're a nice surprise. Swamp huts are actually kind of useful though. Every so often you can make a nice witch farm with the swamp huts, and you won't always find them just because you find a swamp, so that gives it a little bit of value. We're going to put it in B because of the swamp hut. It just carries it a little bit out of C. As for the lodestones, in the Spring to Life drop they made it way cheaper to craft. It used to cost a netherite ingot to craft one of them, which was never worth it, but now it only costs an iron ingot. That makes it way more accessible. You can also find them generating naturally, and they're just a really pretty block. So while they do have benefits when it comes to compasses to help you find locations and everything, you can ultimately just use F3 to find that if you want to and go with coordinates. It's not for everyone, but I honestly think it should still be A tier just because making a block that was previously almost useless, they actually gave it a reason to craft it, and now you can use this for decoration whenever you want to. I think it's a welcome change. So that's how my tier list for the Spring to Life drop looks. Nothing was particularly bad or even terrible, but all of it was just kind of nice. There are some pretty additions and some nice quality of life adjustments as well. And now we have one more thing, which is we're going to tier list the update as a whole. So we have a second tier list over here, and this is where I'm going to put all the different drops and updates in relation to each other. So whichever one you want to see next, let me know and we can continue on and tier list everything together. For now, I feel like Spring to Life drop gets a B tier. There's nothing too exciting, it ultimately just gives a little bit of life to the game that it previously was missing. So this is how our tier list turned out for the Spring to Life drop. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you really enjoyed it and you want to catch more in the future, and drop a comment to either complain about my choices or come up with other drops or updates you'd like to see us cover in the future. This video is brought to you by Scalacube, and if you want to get a free Minecraft server, just head to scalacube.com. Thanks for watching.